Yo guys, welcome to Gazito Speaks, back here again after a break. I've just been in Egypt. I just needed a few days to get myself back together. I've been working, just been really busy, but we're back here filming a video basically talking about my experience as a obviously black individual in Egypt. And this isn't to discourage anyone who's going, it's just for me to just give information, people who may want to go, or just people who just want to hear my opinion about Egypt as a country. So if I really appreciate if you guys commented once you finish the video, subscribe, like, I'd really appreciate that. And without further ado, let's get started. Right, and also I'm gonna make a rating out of 10 of like my Egypt trip. So stay to the end for that. So first off, I traveled to Egypt with my family. It was a family trip. I didn't travel alone. My uncle has an apartment in Cairo, and that's where we stayed for the week. I really liked Egypt. You know, Egypt was a really good fun trip for me, but it's not perfect. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm gonna explain in this video. So, you know, first thing I want to talk about is the airport, and a lot of people have had bad experiences with the airport. And I'm just gonna say this now. I'm one of them. I don't really like Egypt airport, and I'll say why. Basically, we're about to go through on the last stage, and you know, we hand in our passport, we're handing the visa, and the woman sat there saying, "Are you Ugandan? Are you British?" And I'm like, Habibi, I've just handed you a British passport, and you're asking me, "Oh, am I Ugandan? Am I this? Am I that?" If people that ask, is Egypt racist? If I'm honest, yes and no. No, in the sense of me as a black person walking the streets with my cornrows out, no one's staring, no one's pointing comments about it. No, like it's fine, like you're not. But on the flip side, you could say yes because, say for example, I'll put an example on the screen: the Museum of Alexandria, which is another city we visited. Um, it's a way higher price if you're a tourist or non-Arab, but it's you get a huge discount if you're Arab or Egyptian. Like, what? That literally makes no sense. And even on the way back where I stayed, there was a man who was, he looked about East African, like maybe Somalian, Ethiopian, but he had an American passport, and they made him wait and stand for no reason, for no reason. And the brother asked, he was like, "Mate, like, why did you make me stand?" And she was like, "Oh, you're free to go, but you know, reasonably so." He was like, "Why did you make me stand?" And she was like, "Oh, where are you from?" And he was like, "I've already told you I'm from the US." And he was like, "Your parents?" She was like, "Your parents?" He's like, "The US as well." Like, I really hate this thing of like, if you're not Egyptian or Arab, and listen, it's not bottom up, it's top down. Do you know what I mean? It's these airports, government, big organizations. Do you know what I mean? It's not these everyday people who are living their day-to-day lives, serving in markets. They're not the racists. It's these people who work at airports and politicians. They just think they're better than everyone else because these everyday people don't set these prices. Do you know what I mean? Now, what are the people like in Egypt? The people in Egypt are very friendly. One thing, do not expect them to speak English. Nobody in Egypt speaks English. Like, if you're gonna go there thinking, "Oh, no, like, learn some Arabic." I was an idiot and I didn't learn Arabic. Please learn some Arabic. Funny instances, I went to one supermarket and he said something to us, and me and my sisters went, "No, like, you know, Ana Atakalam Arabia." Like, we were like, "No, we don't speak Arabic." And he was like, "Bro, I don't speak Arabic too." He was like, "I don't speak Arabic, bro." And I was like, oh. Bro, we were so surprised because no one could speak English. So, yeah, man. Egyptians are very nice, though. Very caring, you know. Um, even at restaurants, just making sure you're okay. I went quad biking and stupidly, I crashed into a flipping car. I paid like £30, like 2,000 Egyptian pounds to fix the front car light. And my tour guide was very nice. Made sure I was okay. Made sure he calmed me down in it. Like, he didn't like have a go, no, like did it, like, you know, he made sure I was okay. Even though with the lack of English that they do have, you know, they tend to be more nicer. I'm not gonna lie, Egyptian men tend to be a bit more caring a bit more, like, yeah, than Egyptian women. Like, that's just from what I've observed. Don't come at me, but generally speaking, a lot of Egyptian men have been more opening than Egyptian women. But we definitely did come across some really, really nice Egyptian women. One thing about Egypt, bro, it's hectic. Like, it is crazy. Like, if you're going to Egypt thinking it's gonna be some nice, oh, just gonna sit back. No, bro. Unless you're like one of them people who just sit in a hotel resort for the entire trip, which I don't recommend you do. But if you're one of them people, spot on. But if you're like actually want to explore the city, go and see the pyramids and stuff, bro, it like, I'm not trying to scare you, fearmonger you, but I'm just letting you know, because a lot of people go to Egypt and they see the pyramids like, ooh, so touristy, and then they get like a massive culture shock where it's like they've got beggars, people trying to scam them, and then they're like, oh, what? And then they say Egypt's crap. It's like, no, Egypt isn't bad. It's just you didn't do your research before going to Egypt. Do you understand? And yeah, there's no crossings. Like, if you think there's going to be like zebra crossings, pedestrian crossing, no. Let me tell you, it's that's not going to happen. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to happen. Like, you literally have to walk on highways. The amount of highways we had to cross, bro. Like, full on highways, you gotta cross. And you have to like time it. It's literally a crossy road. Like, imagine crossy road like when you played as a kid on your phone. That is literally crossing the road in Egypt. You gotta cross the highway. Do you know what I mean? You're the chicken. So another question: did I get food poisoning? Short answer: yeah, I got food poisoning. I think food poisoning is just a thing you have to kind of expect when you're going to Egypt. I only had it for a day and I was fine. Do you know what I mean? But there's definitely ways to minimize it. Because your body is getting exposed to new bacteria and stuff. So I'm just gonna give you a few tips on what you can do. First off, don't bulk eat. Please don't like go eat and be like, ooh, street food, let me get that. Let me get fruits. Like, bro, like, allow your body to ease in. Like, I think the first time we went to this like place and they were selling like pasta and this thing called macaron, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Probably butchered that. I ate small portions, bro, because your body is exposed to new bacteria and all this. Like, you don't want to just eat loads. Like, just take care, like, build your way up. You can probably start by eating fruits. Do you know what I mean? Something that your body's used to. As well, be careful of street food, because a lot of street food, like with the salads, they use like, I don't think it's sewage water, but it's water that isn't good. Do you know what I mean? To wash the salads and stuff. So the pipes are like really contaminated. So you gotta be careful of that. One thing I didn't like as well, no one uses gloves. Like, I looked everywhere and nobody uses gloves. Like, when making food, I'm like, Egypt, come on, man, you gotta be better than this. You guys gotta use gloves. And another tip, please bring toilet paper with you, because Egyptians have this really weird thing. I'm not bashing. I'm helping you guys who are going. Bring toilet paper, because you'll go in cafes, wherever you'll go in the toilet, and there just won't be toilet paper, bro. You need to go and bring toilet paper with you. Just bring a few rolls with you. It's not gonna harm you. Put it in your bag. You know what I mean? You go to the toilet. There's none there. You've packed some. Do you know what I mean? So that's very, very important, please. So I know I mentioned before that I crashed the quad bike into the front car light. So basically, my quad bike was already like broken, and it had like this two big poles at the front of the quad bike. Don't know why. I was made to pay like £30 to fix it, which is fair enough. And the guy was like, "Oh yeah, you need to fix the quad bike because you broke the quad bike as well." This is the thing as well, yeah. Because you're a tourist, you don't speak Egyptian. If they're trying to like overcharge you or scam you, please do what I did and talk back. Don't just be like, "Oh, nah, I'm just gonna suck up." No, like, please stand your ground, because they're gonna try and take the mick. The guy was like, "Oh yeah, you need to pay 5,000 Egyptian pounds. That's like £100 to fix a quad bike that was already broken." Nothing happened to the quad bike. The quad bike was fine. It was just the car that I broke. Do you know what I mean? The quad bike was really messed up. He was like, "Oh yeah, 5,000 Egyptian pounds," and he went to 2,000, then 1,000. Because when he said 5,000, I went, "Mate, I'm not paying it." Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to pay that money. And then he reduced it down to like 750, which is like £7. Which I just paid. You know, it's whatever. But me paying £100 for what? If I was Egyptian, I looked like him, and I didn't. and I spoke Arabic, he's not going to charge me that much or even charge me at all. Do you know what I mean? So really, really have to be careful of that. Also, please give bakshish. Like, bakshish is like charity. Like, nothing in Egypt is free. I'm going to say it again. Nothing in Egypt is free. One thing you'll expect when you go to the airport, some guys will come at you and carry your luggage. And you're probably thinking, oh, how kind, he's carrying my luggage. They're expecting money, bro. Like, nothing in Egypt is free. So if you don't pay them, they're going to get mad. They're going to harass you. It's not going to be good for you. Do you know what I mean? So either you're going to pay them some bakshish, or just say, mate, stop, and you really, really need to make it clear. Another thing as well, please do not expect Egypt to be hot all year round. I don't know how cold January was, but I went in February and it was cold, bro. Believe me, it was freezing. I don't know if I'll show a photo, I was wearing my Patagonia coat. I think I was wearing a sweatshirt underneath that. But I was in Alexandria, so that's like by the coast. But it literally felt like I was in Time Out. Like I was at the coast in Newcastle. It was freezing. It was freezing. The only hot days were the last 2 days I was there. The other days were cold and windy, bro. So make sure, don't think, oh, I'm going in February. Make sure you check the weather up before you go. Don't just say, oh, to Egypt, I'm not going to check. Bring a hoodie. Bring a hoodie. Unless you're going in like July, don't even bother. Like summer, don't bother. But bring joggers, hoodie, coat. If you're going in like February, January, please. A lot of people may be thinking, like, is Egypt safe? Like, is Egypt a safe country? Yes, Egypt is safe. Like, you're not gonna get mugged. Where I was staying though, in this place called Zahara, it wasn't really. Like, again, you're not gonna get mugged, but my uncle was saying there's a few like Sudanese like people who are like causing trouble and nicking people's stuff. But once you're in the pyramids and all these other places, you'll be fine. You can take your phone out. I'll show you. I've recorded train stations. I've recorded markets where it's highly populated. You can't do that in London, mate. I felt more safe here than I have in South London. Do you know what I mean? This is a first world country, the UK. I felt more safe in Egypt, bro. Do you know what I mean? Egypt, it's safe. Do you know what I mean? Bar exempt, some hoods. Like where I was staying at, where I was like, don't take your phone out. That's easy. Just don't take your phone out. Just walk in. But now about Egypt, I can't speak from a proper touristy perspective because my experience in Egypt, I was kind of like, I kind of lived like them in a way. Like I stayed at my uncle's house who lived like in the ghetto of Cairo. I didn't stay in a fancy resort near the pyramids. I just didn't. I took tuk-tuks, which are like these like these little motorbike things which have a hood on. I'll try and put a photo of it. I took taxis, which are like kind of, I don't know how to describe it. My people from Africa will know that like we don't have Ubers and stuff like that. Like we genuinely lived the way we lived. So my experience might not be the same as yours. You might not go in Egyptian markets and buy fragrances and stuff like that. I apologize if this video is all over the place. Egypt is kind of all over the place. Do you know what I mean? So it's just a representation of how that country was. People ask me like, how was Egypt? And I'm like, it was very good, but Egypt was crazy. Do you know what I mean? Egypt is, oh God, Egypt is just mad. Like it's one of them things you just have to go there and experience it yourself. It's a really beautiful country with really, really nice people. Very cheap, very affordable, but you'll also see crazy things which your eyes just can't really fathom. So now you're probably wondering, what would I rate Egypt out of 10? Egypt, I would probably give it out of 10, 7. I would probably give Egypt a 7 out of 10, or maybe 7.5 actually. I'm giving it the 0.5 because it's a Muslim country, and there's so many mosques, it's so easy, you can hear a dance and the call for prayer. That's what I really respect about Egypt. And because in the UK, finding places to pray is a struggle. In Egypt, you can just pray anywhere. There'll be people, gas station, gas stations. Am I American? Am I American? Petrol stations, they'll have places to pray. There's a ton of mosques, you know what I mean? And when you go to the toilets, they have like the spray thing so you can clean yourself. You know, Muslim people will understand what I mean. They'll have it so you can clean yourself. You don't need to take a water bottle to the toilet. They got their pattern for you. Everything's halal. But negatives, I don't like the fact that you have to pay more to like for museums and stuff. And I don't like how the airport, they keep questioning like your nationality even though you hand them a British passport. I don't like that. I also don't like the fact that sometimes Egyptians can be really needy and just like beg, and then when you give them money, it's like it's not enough. Do you know what I mean? But every country has negatives. Every country has flaws. Yeah, man. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful, informative. In case you wanted to go to Egypt or just overall just see how it was like. Next video, I'm probably gonna do 12 do's and 12 don'ts, do or don'ts in Egypt. I don't know if I'm gonna post that in a week. I might post it sooner, but a week latest is when I'm posting that video. And then after, I went to Italy 2 years ago, and I will post a video of my experience as a black person in Italy. So I will also get that done as well. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, comment on what you think, and peace. I will see you next time.